All right. It is Tuesday, December 29th, 2020 at 6:12 p.m. Let's take a look at these headlines. All right, so yesterday we had covered the massive power outage in Mexico. So let's take a look at the update. It says massive power outage in Mexico, entire nation pitched into darkness. Uh, that was yesterday. Urgent major nationwide power blackout in Mexico. A sudden drop of approximately 7,500 megawatts triggered a network protection shutdown, according to Seneca, Mexico. So, Mexico had one yesterday, power outages all over Mexico. It says Mexico electricity outages leave 10.3 million temporarily without power. Still without power 2 hours ago. Uh, Temporarily in the dark. I haven't heard any updates from these posts to see if the power outage has been lifted or if the grid has somehow been restored. But from what I'm seeing, Mexico is still in the dark. So pray for Mexico having to deal with all this power outage. Alright, next. Storm Bella hits Europe, leaving tens of thousands without power. Alright, another power outage issue, this time in Europe. It says Storm Bella struck parts of northwestern Europe on Sunday, December 27th, leaving more than 55,000 households without electricity in its wake. More than 2,100 homes lost power in the UK, about 34,000 in the east and central France, and about 1,500 in Ireland. So, in parts of the UK, the storm brought heavy rain, high winds, and gusts of more than 100 miles an hour. In the Needles of the Isle of Wight, gusts reached 106 miles an hour. So pray for England and Europe going through Storm Bella. Alright, next. Strong eruption in Suwanosejima volcano. Alert level raised in Japan. A strong explosive eruption took place in Suwanoshima's Mount Otake's crater on December 27th. As a result, the Japan Meteorological Agency raised the alert level from 2 to 3, near crater warning, do not approach the volcano. There are no immediate reports of injuries. JMA said large rocks were thrown some 8.8 miles from the crater and warned they could affect an area of about 1.2 miles from the crater at any time. A dense dark ash plume rose approximately 6,000 feet, drifting southeast. So that volcano is active in Japan. Alright, next. The Earth is spinning unusually fast lately, but is it good news? I had covered this, the title of it in my last video. It says we want 2020 to finish as quick as possible, and it seems our Earth feels the same way as it has been spinning unusually fast lately. 2020 included the 28 shortest days since 1960. Earth rotates at irregular speed. The Earth rotates once every 86,400 seconds, or 24 hours, or one solar day. But its speed is irregular and the length of the day can vary by milliseconds. 100 millisecond equals 0.001 seconds. The speed of the Earth's rotation varies constantly because of the complex motion of its molten core, oceans, atmosphere, and plus other effects. So there's a shortest day on record of 2020. Before 2020, the shortest day was July 5th, 2005, with the Earth rotation lasting 1.0516 milliseconds, less than 86,400 seconds. But on July 19, 2020, the Earth completed its rotation in 1.4602 seconds, which is less than 86,400 seconds, beating the previous record. So the rotation is going quicker. The Earth's rotation gets too far out of sync with the super steady beat of atomic clocks. A positive or negative leap second can be used to bring them back into alignment. So people would have to basically realign the clocks if the Earth speeds up too much. I'll leave the link to this article if you feel interested in reading it and catching up on the information about the planet spinning a little bit faster. Alright, next. ER nurse tests positive for COVID-19 8 days after receiving the vaccine. It says health experts are weighing in on a local nurse who tested positive for COVID-19 more than a week after receiving the Pfizer vaccine. In a Facebook message posted on December 18th, Matthew W., an ER nurse at two different local hospitals, talked about receiving the Pfizer vaccine that day. He told ABC 10 News his arm was sore for a day, but he suffered no other side effects. 6 days later, on Christmas Eve, after working a shift in the COVID-19 unit, Matthew, 45, became sick. He got the chills and later came down with muscle aches and fatigue. The day after Christmas, he went to drive up hospital testing site and tested positive for COVID-19. It is not unexpected at all if you work through the numbers. This is exactly what you'd expect if for something to happen if someone was exposed, said Dr. Christian Rammers, an infectious disease specialist with Family Health Centers of San Diego. He serves on the clinical advisory panel for the county's vaccine rollout. He points out it is possible Matthew was infected before receiving the vaccine, as the incubation period was could be as much as 2 weeks. Dr. Ramos said if Matthew did contract it after the vaccine, it's still in line with what we know. We know from the vaccine clinical trials that it's going to take about 10 to 14 days for it to start to develop protection from the vaccine, said Dr. Rammers. Dr. Rammers says he knows several other local cases where healthcare workers became infected around the time they received the vaccine. He says all the cases illustrate the fact that the results aren't immediate. Even after you start receiving some protection, it won't be full protection. The first dose, we think, gives you somewhere around 50%, and the next one you'll need a second dose to cover up to 95%, said Dr. Rammers. So I'll leave a link to this article if you guys feel like reading more about it. But it's quite interesting that you can get infected if you still have the vaccine. It'll just take about 2 weeks for the vaccine to start building immunity in your system. Alright, next. First reported U.S. case of COVID-19 variant found in Colorado. So that a mutated strain that was found in Europe, somebody has a first reported case in Colorado. It says Denver, the first reported U.S. case of the COVID-19 variant that's been seen in the United Kingdom has been discovered in Colorado. Governor Jared Polis announced on Tuesday the variant was found in a man in his 20s who is in isolation in southeast of Denver and has no travel history, state officials said. So he didn't travel from England, and he doesn't seem to have traveled from Europe. It says the Colorado State Laboratory confirmed the virus variant, and the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention was notified. Scientists in the UK believe the variant is more contagious than previously identified strains. The vaccine being given now are thought to be effective against the variant, Colorado health officials said in a news release. So the vaccine that's rolling out should be effective against this new strain. Alright guys, hit like and subscribe for more news. I don't talk too much in depth about if the strain variant did travel from Europe, or if the vaccine will actually be effective with this new strain or not. But it's quite an interesting topic. Check out the articles and read up on it and become more informed on the topic. Alright guys, see you next time. God bless you guys.